This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm joined over Zoom, reunited, as they might say, by Alex Wassabi. Alex, it's lovely to see you again. It's been a few months, about 4 months, I would say, since we last caught up. How are you?
I'm good. I am fight ready. I'm excited to be talking to you again. Sorry I didn't get to you like throughout the camp. I was just focused, but now I got time. I got time today.
No, that's all right. I know to message people more than once. That's probably me being an annoying reporter, me being more persistent. I like your new hair though. It looks good.
Oh, I gotta cut it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to cut it, but I gotta cut it for the fight.
What,
I always grow my hair and then I have to cut it for the fight.
are you getting a buzz cut then, or how are you going to style it?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm gonna talk to him. Maybe I'll come out looking like you.
I can imagine someone watching this interview being like, "Yes, finally, he's got Alex Wassabi on. We hadn't heard from Alex in ages. I'm asking you about what haircut you can have for the fight." Let's just go straight into it.
All
Are you
right.
still training down with Brian Valoria at Brickhouse Boxing? Is that still your coach?
No.
Because you're a new coach.
So me and Brian are completely cool. I love Brian. He's awesome. It's just some stuff came up. We had to uh, we just couldn't make it for this camp, but I am working with a new coach named Julian Chua. And Brian Valoria, which I think you know, is a four-time world champ. Julian is the one that is the one that yeah, Julian is the one that trains the champ. Not Brian, but he trains champions.
I just looked up Julian Chew now, just having in front of his box rec. So he's a former fighter himself, Julian.
Yes, he is. He's works with Zerto, Scrappy, Kareem. Look up his fighters, you'll be like, oh, he has a impressive uh reputation.
Yeah, Zerdo, he's the guy who just fought Bivol a few months back.
He did. It was his
Yeah.
only fight he's ever lost, and I don't quote me on this, but I think he's like 45-1 or 46-1 now.
Yeah. That is very, very good. Very big fighter. But for this camp though, how long have you been training with the new coach for? And when did you actually split with Brian?
Uh, Brian and I were working together for a few months, and now I've been working with Julian for a month. But
Okay.
he's always been there. He's they train in the same gym, so he's always been there. He's always been giving me advice. He's always kept an eye on me. He's been there for a lot of my sparring, so the transition was very easy because him and Brian have been working together for years and years and years.
Okay, so I guess it's one of those things where it's not like you're moving to a completely different gym, new coaching, new setup, new surroundings. You're still in Brickhouse Boxing. You're still training the same sparring partners, same training guys. It's just a coaching change, which wouldn't have been, I guess, maybe not too significant as some people watching this might think. But for this camp, you had a concussion, which made you
Hmm.
get like KSI last August. I'm guessing you're injury free this time around.
No, I'm always has injuries, but as of right now, yes. But every camp I've been through, I've gotten injuries. I've pretty much hurt every part of my body before.
Touch
Uh,
wood. Touch wood,
I,
Alex. Saying when you say no, make sure to touch wood. Don't want to jinx it.
yeah, there you go.
It's been a while though since you last fought. Obviously, this last March against Deji. That's
Hmm.
I guess when this channel kind of blew up and did so well. All thanks to you as well, giving those interviews on Fight Week. It seems like kind of like yesterday that event happened, but for you, does it seem like a long time out in the ring? Do you think you might get a little bit of ring rust in there, or does it just seem like yesterday for yourself? How are you feeling towards it?
Um, I mean, it's hard to tell because, like, I don't. I mean, I know what ring rust is, but I don't believe YouTubers have ring rust because we haven't. It's like when KSI took that long break, they're like, "Oh, he's gonna have ring rust." It's like we haven't been in the ring long enough to even to not have ring rust. Like we're just so new to it that it's not like we've been doing it amateurs for like we don't have like 100 amateur fights under our belt. We haven't been in the ring for years and years and years and then took a break. So every time we get in there, it's like we have ring rust. It's That's just my opinion.
I agree with
So
you. I agree.
except like the difference between this year and last year, me and Idubbz both have had a year to train, a year to get better, but he had an arena full of people cheering for him. I had a hostile arena, a hostile environment. I was getting egged. I was getting rocks and bricks thrown at me all the way in fight camp. I was getting just harassed. And then when I got to the arena, it was 13,000 people just straight booing me. So this time, uh, I don't think it's gonna be. it can't be even close to what that was. So I'm not as worried.
You got the home audience. You mentioned Idubbz there. What do you make his
Hmm.
last fight so long ago, Dr. Mike, back on the first Creator Clash?
I thought he did really well. The man has a chin. He took a lot of hits. Dr. Mike came down in weight, I believe from like 200 plus, and he came down to like 185. Idubbz came up to 185. So on fight night, Idubbz was most likely around 185, and Dr. Mike was probably around 200 because he rehydrated. So to be able to take that much punishment from him for all those rounds and still not go down is impressive. So
Certainly. But him as a fighter, would you rank him better than Deji? Would you rank him worse than Deji? Where would you put them both? Obviously, you fought Deji last time, hence why I asked about him.
I think he's gonna give me a better fight than Deji. I don't know what Idubbz looks like now, but I think I guarantee that he's better than the Deji I fought at the time. So the Idubbz now is 100% better than the Deji that I fought at the time. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think um opponent wise for Idubbz? Who do you think is going to be a tougher fight, me or Dr. Mike?
Dr. Mike is good. He fought. Why are you asking me questions now, Alex? Look at you.
I just want to know. You never
Doing
get
the
to
spot
get
here.
interviewed.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, I can handle it.
All
Hopefully.
right.
Um, so for the obviously you fought Dr. Mike last time, and then Dr. Mike went on to fight on the Jake Paul Anderson Silva card against Chris Aravila. You clearly lost that fight. You, on the other hand, have fought a very good performance against Deji, and I guess that Deji win for yourself. Deji went on to beat Fuzi and then fight Floyd Mayweather. Well, I guess you could say 2 wins. Obviously, he did lose against Floyd, but stepping in the ring of Floyd, putting on a half
The
decent
way. Yeah.
performance is a win in itself. Um, I think, but the Deji back then, the Idubbz now will give you a tougher fight than the Deji back then. But I personally think the Deji now is a better fighter than Idubbz is now.
Hmm.
Would you agree or would you disagree? Or is that a fair assumption?
Uh, I mean, it's an assumption. You can't. We won't know until fight night
Hmm.
because we don't know what Idubbz has. We know he's been training for a year, but it's only his second fight. I guess if you compared, it's hard to say because if you compared Idubb's second fight to Deji's second fight, I think Idubbz is better. If you compare, uh, and then Idubbz hasn't had a third fight, so I think I don't know. It's hard to say. I think Deji's a dope guy, so I don't want to talk bad about him, but we just got to see what happens when we get in the ring.
Yeah, no, Idubbz followed me on Twitter the other day as well. So I don't talk about. I mean, people probably watch this as well. So I don't talk about bad about Idubbz. He seems like a really nice guy.
He
Um,
is.
One thing you don't know to talk about this is funny. Fine, Keemstar put out a tweet saying, obviously, when you hear Keemstar, you think, oh, blimey. He put out a tweet saying, I thought all the profit from the Creator Clash went to charity. I thought that the fighters fight for free for charity. Today, we found
Yeah.
out the fighters are getting a guaranteed bag and a percentage of the pay-per-view sales. What do you make of that?
I don't know why he thought that because after the first fight, Dr. Mike openly and I saw it somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but in an interview, he said, "Oh, I got I gave my percentage of the revenue split to charity." So he said it right there, and it's not like we're all getting a lot. It's kind of like a thank you from Creator Clash by giving us 1% of what is raised. So they're just saying, here you go, here's 1%. Just as a thank you, we insist. Here you go. You guys helped us raise hopefully millions this year for charities, for a bunch of different charities. So we just want to thank you, and then so we all get 1%. But other than that, they also give us a little bit to cover training costs because, like, as an influencer boxer, you got to take time off of your actual job to do this and train for this. And it's just nice to have a little something so that you're not just taking 4 months off. Because imagine somebody with any job taking 4 months off and not getting paid, then I think that's crazy. So I don't think it's bad that we all get 1%. But Keem is Keem. He's gonna, I don't know. He's gonna say what he's gonna say.
Okay, that's a fair statement. I thought you addressed that quite well there. One other thing about their event is when they kicked off Froggy Fresh from the card as well. What do you make
Mhm.
of that?
Um, I don't really have anything. Uh, I'm not really associated with all that, but Froggy Fresh, I mean, like you're talking about the person running it. Like, imagine you say something about your boss publicly online for the whole world to see. What do you think's gonna happen if you're no matter where you're working at? What like I don't know why it was such a surprise to like put down your boss or not. She's not our boss, but the person running it. So imagine putting down somebody that is trying to do a good thing and raise money and do this thing for charity, and then out of nowhere you just put him just. It's not like he was talking about his opponent. He directly went away from his opponent to talk about the person that's pretty much running this whole thing and taking care of all the fighters and doing all this like like she's not doing this for money. She's not doing this for she's doing it because she wants to do something good in the world, and you're just trying to tear her down. So I'm not surprised what happened. I actually think Froggy Fresh is really funny. Like, I don't know him that well, but his videos are funny, his songs are funny. He's seems like a good dude. It's just everybody makes mistakes, and I think that was his.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you answered questions very well, Alex. I'm really impressed. You don't dodge questions. You answer them straight on. Well done. Okay, so moving away from Creator Clash. Creator Clash is an
Mhm.
annual thing, so they can have one Creator Clash event per year. You've got the Kingpyn tournament coming up. You're not in that. And you've also got
Mhm.
Misfits, I guess you'd be interested in the near future. Let's talk about the Kingpyn tournament. It's a very exciting new thing in influencer boxing. You got your fight this weekend, and then which I'm very excited about. I would be flying over, but they're not allowing any media to do post-fight interviews on your event, so you
Hmm.
can't interview
I
the
didn't know
fighters
that.
after the fights. So I
Wait,
won't be able to. I won't be able to make it, unfortunately.
you're not. Wait, they're not allowing us to do interviews after we fight.
Well, as media, no, that's what they're saying.
Hmm.
That's what I've been told. I've checked with Idubbz and the media guys there. So it's okay.
Hmm.
Best of luck for the event. I'll still be reporting on it, I guess, doing Zoom interviews after. But the Kingpin show's happening. They got a whole tournament. They got Gib McBroom. Let's get some predictions here. We got Gib McBroom in the first fight. Is
Hmm.
there a rematch? How does that go down?
Oh. So uh, I don't want to give anything away, but I haven't been training with Austin, but we train, I guess you could say, alongside each other sometimes because we train at the same gym. I don't think I don't know if it's his home gym, but he's at my gym all the time training. So I've seen him working, and we have a pretty similar mindset. When we get in there, we don't really have small talk. We're like, "Yo, what's up?" or "Hey, how's the family?" Really quick, because when we're there, we're both focused. And we're like, "Hey, hi, but I got to get to work," and it's the same with him. So I've seen his drive. I've seen his motivation. Uh, he's not running this one promotionally, like he's not business oriented in this one, so he can completely focus on this fight. And I love Gibbs' work ethic, and I think Gibb is a tank, and he has one of the best stamina cardio uh tanks in the YouTube influencer game. But I think I got Austin on this one. I think he has a chip on his shoulder, and he wants to show the world that his knockdown in the first 30 seconds wasn't a fluke.
Wow.
So I also am so excited about this rematch. How many has there been other rematches before in the YouTube girl world?
You're making me think now. It's gonna look bad if I get this question wrong. I don't believe so. That's a really good
If
point.
there
That is the first
is,
rematch. Oh,
if there
sorry.
is,
No, what are we talking
oh,
about? KSI and
what
Logan
are we
Paul.
talking about?
Alex, no,
Yeah.
that's gonna get cut out. That has to be cut.
Second,
Alex, man, that's a
second.
really bad look for both of us.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think
The
there's only
biggest
one
YouTube
or
boxing
two.
fight of all time. We both forgot about.
Yeah. Well, this
Oh
is
no,
huge.
that's not good. That's not good. That's gonna get cut out. That's cut. Anyway, continue. So I think you're the only person I've interviewed who picks Austin to win. That's really interesting.
Well, it's probably because I'm the only person that sees him training in person, and he is focused. He is laser focused. So, uh, I could see it. I would say, like, I would give it 65-35 to Austin,
All right. Let's go
or
five,
64.
five,
One of
five
those.
minute, 3-minute rounds. So do you think Austin by decision, by stoppage? He's not did give down last time. He's got the power.
Mm, I think, man, Gib, if you're watching this, I'm not trying to make enemies. I'm just giving my opinion, okay? I think I think
Gib is
it's gonna
watching
be.
this. Gib is seeing this right now. So hi, Gib. Hope you're well. Hope camp's going
Uh,
good. I'll see you next week. I need my
it's
interviews.
a- I'm thinking split decision Austin. I think there's gonna be a few knockdowns. I'm not gonna say who, but I can see them both going down and getting back up. Because that's what they did in the first fight, and they're both taking this seriously. But I think it's gonna be a split decision, Austin.
Wow. Okay, that's exciting. I mean, obviously I'm gonna stay unbiased, but if that does happen, that'd be major news. Because I
Yeah,
think Gib is a big favorite. I mean, rightly so because he won the last one in such
yeah,
spectacular fashion. But I can see it. I can understand when people say, "Oh, it might be more competitive." I mean, on fight week, those two clearly do not like each other whatsoever. Moving down the card, we got King Kenny versus my mate Nate. How does that one go down?
I don't know anything about my mate Nate, but I've seen him hit mitts a couple times. I think he believes that he's ready for King Kenny, but I think it's gonna. mm, I don't think he'll be able to beat Kenny. I think what my mate Nate, right? From what I've seen, I think he's in between DK Money and Sensei, but he's closer to the DK Money side. So I think he's gonna be better than DK. Um, and I think Kenny will beat him, and it'll be uh his first uncontroversial win that he had to work for. I think DK Money, what he didn't really have to work for him. That was kind of like a mismatch. But this will be, I think he'll have to work a little bit, and he'll get the respect that he wants from this fight. I think he'll put up a good. My mate Nate will put up a good fight.
Okay, that's a fair prediction. Two more fights remaining as we go down the card. Return of Jarvis. That's exciting. We haven't seen him in a very long time since the first Social Gloves card. He's fighting Tom Zanetti. He fought Slim last time out. Tom's very tough. The thing that I find interesting about this fight is Tom's about 34 years old and Jarvis is 21. So there's a big age gap.
Yeah. Do you know the height difference?
They faced off. Tom's a little bit taller. Not too much, though.
Only a little bit. Oh, Jarvis is taller than I thought.
We both go to
Okay.
our phones just to have a little look. 1 second. Let me get this thing up. I can show you now. No, Tom Zanetti's a little bit taller. I'm gonna
Okay.
go Kingpyn's face off. I mean, Kingpyn do post a lot on their socials,
Yeah.
hyping this fight up.
Kingpin's dope. I think it's a great idea. Everybody always asks me why I'm not part of it. It's because I didn't want to be in the first one because I want to see how it goes first because it's something new. So I was like, hey, let me see how it goes. Let me see if like I don't know how it plays out if it does well. And if it, I think I heard you weren't you talking about it? You're like, oh, the first one has to do well.
Yeah, I think I did
Uh,
say that. Yeah,
yeah, something like that. So there's a bunch of
it's
little
set a
things that
standard. It's set a standard. I think for your
yeah
brand, you're obviously. Well, I guess everyone's brand. It's a bad look if you do go on a promotion, but Kingpyn, they seem to got their stuff together. The promotion's been very good so far. I'm very
yeah.
impressed with Kingpyn, to be fair. We got
It's
the picture there, Tom Zanetti and Jarvis. He's only a little bit taller.
okay. Oh, it
It's
looks
not
like
too bad.
Zanetti's eyes are at Jarvis's hairline, so he's probably like 2 or 3 inches
But
taller.
they're both
No?
wearing very high shoes, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Well, for that one, I think that I'm gonna give it either split or unanimous. I think split or unanimous decision to Jarvis
Yeah.
because Zanetti got a chin and he's bigger. And I think Jarvis had a hard time with Nick, and Nick was what are they fighting at, you know?
It's about 170. I'm not entirely sure if they've confirmed the
Oh
weight
yeah. They're
classes.
between like 160 170. Yeah. And Nick
It's
was like
one
150.
between, sorry, Alex. I think it's 165 and 170.
Yeah, I believe that when I think Nick was probably around 150 when he sparred Jarvis, and Jarvis was having a hard time. But Nick is more elusive than Zanetti, so I don't know. I just think Zanetti has a chin, and he's hard to get out of there because Slim couldn't drop him and he couldn't get him out of there, right? Or did he?
No, Slim actually didn't drop him in the end. None of the fighters
Yeah.
pushed to canvas.
So it'll be saying something if Jarvis can do it. And Jarvis has been working. He's one of those silent killers. Like we haven't seen him in the ring in a long time, but you know he's been working. You see clips of him, like, oh, he's working. Oh, he's working. The people that do the best in this influencer game are the ones that kind of forgot about YouTube and just want to compete. They just want to fight. Like it's
Mm.
crazy how it drew out all these people. Like I feel like I'm one of the ones where it's like, what? Why does this guy? He doesn't look like he wants to fight. Like, why does he want to fight? I just like to compete, and I kind of got sucked in, and I fell in love with this sport. And it's one of the hardest sports, or it is the hardest sport in the world. Um, if you Google what's the hardest sport in the world, a bunch of sites are going to say boxing.
Mm. That's
Yeah.
true. That's very true. Because boxing is addictive. I always say this that it's very, very rare. I think Joe Weller is an exception, but apart from Joe, it's very rare that you only see a fighter fight once, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
They say they hand the gloves up and say no, no, thank you, I've had enough. People
Or
always fight
Michael Reed.
again. Michael Lee or Michael Reeves, yeah.
He did great. I hope he comes back one day.
Mm. I think they will. I reckon they will. It's addictive. They'll see the shows, see a Misfits game bigger, Kingpyn happening, Greater Clash, and
Yeah.
there'll be that kind of jealousy and think, oh, actually, I fancy a part of that. You also got Winston Nunez versus this other Polish geezer who no one's seen before. I take it you pick Winston to win that one as well.
Yeah, I chose Wenderson only because I don't know him that well, and I don't know this other guy that well. But if you look at the promotional side, if I was running Kingpyn, I would want to give him somebody to beat because I would want him to stay in there and people to talk about him because he has the most like subscribers by far, right?
Mm. He's got
I
I
heard
think
he's like,
150 million combined followers on all platforms.
and I heard he's like bigger than KSI in London in Brazil, right?
My friend, I was walking with my mate Pedro is from Brazil, and he was like to me, Winston Nunez is bigger in like Rio de Janeiro than KSI's in London.
Oh yeah, I think I heard you
Is
say
that
that. That's
crazy?
what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's cool.
Mm.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, to get to that level, you have to have a great work ethic. So this kid must be something special to have that many subscribers, be this popular, and he's dedicated himself to anything. He's gonna do well. So we'll see.
Certainly, it should be good. I reckon that the Misfits put an event on Brazil. Winners and years will sell that place out really, really quick.
Oh yeah, easily. You know what I want to do is I want to if Misfits would be it'd be awesome if they did a Filipino event in the Philippines, and they had Salt Poppy as the main event. I would love to be on that card because me and Salt Poppy are the Filipino fighters of the influencer game. I think there's a couple others, but they don't push the Filipino. I love the Philippines. I go there all the time. I've done charity work over there. I've worked with a bunch of Filipino brands, and I would just love that so much because boxing and basketball is what the Philippines is all about. And if we can get an event over there, it's gonna sell out. It's gonna be huge, and it'd be cool to have all these influencers over there in the Philippines to just embrace the culture and see what it's like. It's the Filipino people are amazing, and I think it'd be great.
I won't say anything about the Philippines event. I'll keep my mouth closed on that part of things. But I'm curious. You can talk off camera. I'm curious about if the event was to happen there, where would it happen? What arena and what's the capacity?
Ooh, I'm not too familiar with the arenas, but probably in Manila because that's the main place in the Philippines. And if they could get Manny involved somehow, because Manny's like the hero over there. He's the boxing hero.
He's so happy is now. You not see when he goes back. They treat him
No, I
like
know. I know. That's why I'm saying Salt Poppy. If I would love to be on that event, he should 100% be main event. I'll do I'll do undercard. I don't care where I am. I just want to be part of it. It'll be historic to have an influencer boxing match in the Philippines, and no, I would love to be part of it. Even if for some reason I'm injured or something happens, I would love to um, be on the mic. I would love to be just part of it in any way.
going back to your question earlier though. I'm looking up now on my phone. What's the biggest arena in the Philippines?
I'm not sure. You gotta look that up and tell me.
Philippines arena. What was that arena you mentioned earlier? The
Oh no,
Marina?
Manila. Manila is where is the I believe the capital. It's like the main hub of the Philippines.
Seats. It says it's got a capacity of 55,000. That's a
That's
lot.
the biggest arena?
I think so, yeah. Well, no, not the
Big.
biggest arena. It's the Philippine arena, indoor capacity of 55,000. That's pretty big though. That's bigger. That's twice the size of the O2.
Yeah, and that's over twice the size. Or you said 55? That's almost triple the size of the Crypto Center or the Staples Center, formerly known as. And the Amalie Arena in Tampa is the same size as the Crypto Center. if my facts are correct.
Oh, it's three. I just did the maths. It's 3,500. It's 3.5 times bigger than the arena you fought in against Deji, which was the OVO arena.
And that was 13,000 people.
That's about 15,000. Well, it might have been 13 on the night. The capacity is 15.
Well, the one I'm fighting in next week on April 15th, where you can get the pay-per-view at thecreativeclash.com in the Amalie Arena, is 21,000 people.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure it's almost sold out, if not already sold out. So get that pay-per-view, people.
That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's almost sold out. I'm happy. I love it. I love when all the influence boxing is doing well. Going back to Kingpyn though.
Yep.
How does the tournament end? What man comes out on top?
Ooh, I think between it's either going to be whoever wins the Gibb and Austin one or the Brazilian dude, because he's a sleeper. We don't know anything about him. There's a few people we don't know about. Maybe my mate Nate will surprise us. Maybe the Brazilian dude's opponent will surprise us. Maybe Jarvis will surprise us. We just got to see. I'm excited for Kingpyn. It's a great idea. I hope to be a part of it in the future. But I don't know how much more I'm gonna box, because I'm probably gonna box maybe a year more, because I'm 33. My bones hurt.
Alex, don't do this to us, man. Carry on. What do you mean? Okay, hang on. Okay, pause. What do you mean I might box another year, then hand the gloves up? You've had one fight, Alex. Come on, let's go.
Well, I didn't want to have one fight. I was trying to fight like 4 times last year. I was supposed to fight freaking Bryce. There was talks about me fighting Manny Pacquiao's son, and then I squashed all those because I was like, oh, I got to train for KSI. And he wanted me to, I already went up 10 pounds for his brother. Then he wanted me to go up another 10 pounds. And I was like, okay, I got to focus on this. I can't be going down in weight to fight Bryce or Manny Pacquiao's son and then go back all the way up, because it's impossible. So I have to just try to gain all this weight. And then I then I got a concussion, which made me realize I'm not fighting anywhere near 180 anymore. I think my preferred weight is like 165 at the max. Me and Idubbz are fighting at 168, but I think after that, 165 max is probably going to be my best bet, because I'm not trying to get another concussion.
The Bryce Hall news, that's new to me. Which promotion is trying to put on you and Bryce?
It was Triller, I believe. He was in my DMs, like, just asking me to fight a bunch, but I didn't respond because I was just focused. I had a bigger fight. So
you had your 4 fight options. I guess you had KSI, Bryce Hall, Manny Pacquiao's son, and who was the 4th one?
No, it was gonna be KS. It was. I wanted to have 4 fights, and Deji was one of them.
Oh, then the other, and Deji, yeah.
But and then KSI comes out later, and he's like, "Oh, my natural weight is 170. Jake, you come down to 170." I was like, "What? How come you didn't want to fight me at 170?" Because he knew that he could 100% beat me in his head at 180, but 175, it gets a little iffy. 170, that I don't know, but that's in the past now. He's fighting his opponent, who he will beat in the first round.
So you think KSI beats Joe Fournier in the first round?
Oh yeah, I think he's trying to make him sound like a formidable opponent, but I'm not trying to talk down about KSI. I'm just saying, like, his opponent. You saw the fake footage of him knocking people out. He's older. I just think he's gonna knock out Fournier first round.
Does the KSI fight still interest you?
Yes, but there's no way I can get to 180. I tried and I failed, and I was fighting guys that were. So if I was gonna fight him at 180 and in 10-ounce gloves, I had to train for people that were gonna rehydrate to 190. I think I put a rehydration clause on him because he wanted me to go so high up, 20 pounds higher than my walk around weight. So I put a hydration clause on him, and I said 10 pounds on fight night. And then they're like, okay, we'll give you 10-pound rehydration 3 hours before fight night, so he can gain like another extra 5 pounds. So it means I would have ended up probably fighting at 175, and he would fight at 195 with 10-ounce gloves. So to get ready for that, I had to be fighting 200 plus guys in 16-ounce gloves. So it kind of resembles the same thing. And I was holding my own. I was doing good. I was getting in there, but after a few months of training with these guys and getting better, mind you, just taking all those hits, each of their hits are like 2 or 3 of mine. power wise, and it just eventually ended up in a concussion. So my mom's so mad. She's like, "Why would you get a concussion? And then if you got to the point where if you get hit again, you could die, and now you're gonna fight again." And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not. But I'm recovered, mom." And she's a fully Filipino mom, so she doesn't really comprehend. She just knows her son's about to get punched in the face, so she's worried. But I love the sport. I don't know what to say.
You love a sport, but you're only going to give it one more year, Alex.
Well, if I started when I was like 25, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not. We'll see. Why? How long do you want me to fight for? How about I'll leave it up to you? Be reasonable.
I would say until you've had enough, until you don't want to do it anymore, until you don't feel like it. That's the best time to say. If I'm being completely fair, I would say, I say this to anyone who asks me this question, I say until you don't want to do it anymore, not till your manager tells you to stop or to carry on, or the promoter, all the fans, all your supporters, all your family. It's when you feel like you've had enough and you don't want to do it anymore. Because at the end of the day, if you listen to them and in like 15 years' time, you think, "Oh, I wish I carried on. Why did I listen to them?" It's always on you. The weight's always on your shoulders. You just got to listen to yourself.
How old are you?
18.
How'd you get so wise, boy? Look at you. You got the wisdom of an elder.
Of an elder. And yeah, we still can't remember that the biggest rematch in the first boxing is KSI and Logan Paul. So let's see a bit of a backtrack. There's about 4 minutes left in the Zoom though, Alex. So I do appreciate you coming on. Apart from the boxing, you got anything else exciting coming up for yourself? Apart from this fight of Idubbz?
I got a few things going on. I got a few things, but I'm focused right now. We can talk about that later, but I'm focused right now. Do you have a prediction on my fight?
Oh, prediction on your fight. Well, I have to say, Idubbz turned down an interview with me saying he's too busy. So I have to go with you, Alex. I think you're going to win.
Hey,
I think by decision. That's my prediction.
By split or unanimous?
Well, it is his show.
It is.
So the safe one will be able to split, but I think it'll be unanimous.
What do
or
you
maybe
think?
Split. Maybe split.
You think the Deji one should have been a split, or it should have been
unanimous? Whoa, you're trying to get in trouble with Deji, man.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I just your opinion.
I think that the Deji one should have been unanimous to you. But Deji knows that as well. Deji? I think you'll win by. It's difficult because I'm not sure what his judge is. I reckon by split. I reckon it should be unanimous, but it will say it's a split decision.
I think it's gonna be his chin versus my accuracy. I think that's what it's gonna be. But when I look at Idubbz, I think you don't play boxing, as everybody says, right? And in order to do this, the toughest sport in the world, you have to be swift as a coursing river. I don't know if Idubbz has it. And you have to have the force of a raging typhoon, or the strength of a raging fire. But at the same time, you have to be mysterious as like the dark side of the moon. So I just don't know. We'll see.
Looks like you're the wise one, Alex.
I just think he's not suited for the rage of war. So he should just pack up, go home. He's through. Because how can I, Fred, make a man out of him? I don't know.
We'll wait and see for Saturday night. Where can they buy the pay-per-view again? One more time.
Oh, thecreatorclash.com. Get it. Do something good. Get the pay-per-view. Don't do all that tricky matrix stuff and find a back end to watch it. Just get it. Come on.
They sent me a link. I don't need to do any of that stuff. They've sent me a personalized link. So it's very nice to them.
Oh yeah, it's a good thing. I'm so excited. Last year, I think we raised I wasn't part of it, but I was there. Last year, they raised 1.3 million for charities. That's insane. I can't wait to say that I was part of this. I'm hoping, I don't want to jinx it. I'm hoping that we get at least 2 million. That's the goal. I'm going to say it. I'm hoping we get 2 million for charities. Imagine somebody being like, hey, do you want to fight in front of millions of people for not that much money, and risk getting knocked out in front of 21,000 people, sold out arena, and become memed, possibly. But you get to help millions and millions of people around the world. Would you do it? Yes. And that's why I'm doing this. That's why every fighter on Creator Clash is doing this. And I'm just so happy to be part of it. And I hope that next year we get a lot more people involved and excited about it.
Awesome. That's a perfect way to end the interview. I mean, I think you guys will. The second time is always bigger, so the rematches always work better. So hopefully, well, I think 1.5 million should be the kind of the ballpark goal. But Alex, the Zoom is literally about to switch off. There's 1 minute remaining. You give me a good 39-minute interview here, so I do really appreciate you. But thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Hopefully, you can do
Awesome.
another one of these. Hopefully, you can do another one of these after the fight.
Yeah, maybe I'll see you at a Misfits fight or something. Or
Maybe
maybe
you never know.
you never know. Maybe we'll see.